ShartimusPrime, ShartimusPrime. Reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it. Taking bad hits, taking bad shit. Subscribe.
Pretty bad job of making this figure look like Dwight. Hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another Marvel Legends action figure review on the Marvel Legends Vintage Collection Spider-Man Retro Carded Sandman. If you're trying to get your Marvel Legends, you can do so at
Big. Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
Right down there, I ask you to please hit that like button, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And not looking too bad so far. I've heard a lot of complaints. I'm not a big fan of that image. I don't know, it bothers me for one reason. But anyway, it says Sand Mace right over there. Nothing on the side. On the back right there, you can see that image again. Then you can see you get the interchangeable parts. And then you can see a read up over here. If you want to read it, go ahead and pause it right now. Not much more on the side, top, or bottom. So let's get to it and crack this thing open. And here is Sandman out of the packaging, and yeah, kind of a silly pose. I like this new feature over here, but anyway, we get some accessories I want to look at, so let's get a closer look at those, and then we'll take a closer look at the head sculpts. So we do get the two head sculpts, and we get these sandy accessories over here. I'm glad that we have the regular human-looking fist hands. You can port them on the figure like so very easily. Unfortunately, though, there is a slight difference in the paint color on the arm than what you see right here in the plastic for the fist. A little paint chip right over there, but yeah, because this is a green piece of plastic. They had to paint it over with a flesh tone. It doesn't look that bad, but something I noticed. And then I really love that Hasbro gave these accessories letter indicators so you know which side is supposed to go where. If you look on the inside, you can see an L, and wherever you find the letter, that's going to be the spot that you want to have aimed closer to the body, and then you're going to try to twist it around gently so you don't ruin the paint, so that you could find the part that's going to let it sink down closest to the elbow as much as possible. We do not get hinges on these, and by the way, they do look really good. I like how we have some nice paint detail over here. You have some nice sandy color variation. I really love the sculpt of the sand. It looks great, you know, so I'm happy with that. You can just go ahead and port that on right there, and it's nice and secure. So that's a very cool look. I do like that quite a bit. And then on this side, you can see you get an R written on the inside, and that's going to go, again, closer to the elbow. And you want to kind of rotate around, match the shape as much as possible, or use this side to try to match the shape. And it can be tricky, I'm not going to lie. I wish they had some way of kind of knowing for sure, but, you know, eventually, as you can just see, I found the spot where it kind of slips down there. And then, again, no hinges on these. Don't try to bend them. And you can just put the mace on like that, and that looks dope as well. I really like the paint detail and the sculpt. Very nice looking mace, I gotta say. So I wanted to take a look at Fist Face over here first, because I really think this is a cool idea, and I really like this concept. The head sculpt looks great, man. I really do like this. Nice looking hair and everything, and this whole feature with the face, you know, being all sandy on this side, it just looks awesome. Now, it is tricky getting this head on. I do have to heat it up every time I pour it on this ball peg, but looking at the sand, again, I like the color variation. Very well sculpted, and I call him Fist Face because if you have your vintage collection Spider-Man figure, you could take the fist off, and then just put the arm right through the hole and attach the fist, and now it's going right through the face, and I think that is very, very cool. See how it looks through the front. I also used the foot through the face with the Mafex Spider-Man figure, so I thought that worked out pretty well. Getting the other head sculpt on here and looking at some older reference images from the older Spidey books, you can see that this smaller Sandman does represent an older Sandman as opposed to more recent books, especially in the 90s where he got really, really big, kind of like the Build-A-Figure that we'd gotten, and I'm happy that they gave us this version right over here. Now, one thing I do like about the face sculpt is the teeth, and the paint apps look very clean right over here. I just wish we had one layer of paint to give this face some depth. You know what I mean? Like by 2014 standards, this would be fine, but we've gotten used to the photoreal tech and all the added detail that they've been giving their face paint on the figures lately, and this just seems a little on the bland side compared to some other figures that we've seen recently. He's got a little scar right over there, so there was a little plastic, I guess, ripped or from the factory. I don't know. But yeah, the hair sculpt looks great and everything. I do like it. Can't really complain about that part of it. And the body mold is the Hydro Man body mold, or was it originally the Luke Cage body? I think it was Luke Cage, actually. But yeah, we do get pinless arms right over here. And I do wish that we had a removable arm system for these figures. Like, I'd mentioned that when I reviewed Hydro Man, how cool it would be to be able to pop off the arms and stuff. So now that they have new arms on the figure, it would have been cool if they were able to develop a system where we could pop off the shoulders. But in order to do that, they would probably have to retool the upper torso. And you can see that we do get the pinless joints. And, you know, for the most part, the paint stripes right over here are very clean. So I do like that. And we saw how these arms looked without these added pieces on them and everything. And the paint goes all the way through. And we get the brown denim pants right over here. We get a serial number on the inner thigh. Kind of wish that was just at the bottom of the feet. We see the same boots that we'd seen with the Hydro Man. And you can see we get the peg holes at the bottom of the feet. So while we mostly get a reused body mold, we do have some new parts I want to talk about. You can move the head up that far, and you can move his head downward that much. It shifts forward and back like a pile driver. You get side-to-side motion and a little bit of head wobbling. The shoulders will move outward all the way out to the side, so you can get a T-pose going, and they will move all the way inward and rotate a full 360. You get a bicep swivel. You do get double jointed. Oh, I took all of that apart right over there. So let's just pop on a fist for now. But yeah, you can get those double jointed elbows moving in that far. So that looks pretty good. The regular fleshy hands, they move side to side and hinge up and down. Again, with the weapon hands, they do not have hinges, but you can rotate them. As you can see right over here, you could rotate this, and then you get an ab crunch forward only that much, moves back farther, waist cut, and then you get hips that move outward that far, kicks forward, not back, upper thigh cut, double jointed knees, and then the ankles do move down, they do move up, and he has beautiful ankle pivot. Now to measure out this Sandman figure, you can see that he is standing just at about the 7-inch mark, maybe a little less. And then for a Marvel Legends Sandman figure comparison, you can see we have the Toy Biz Spider-Man series Sandman, technically not a Marvel Legend, and then we have the Hasbro Build-A-Figure Sandman, and none of these figures are wrong as far as their scale goes, right? He could literally change his size, and I'm glad to see a regular human-sized Sandman over here, but I gotta say, out of the three of these, that's my favorite size for Sandman. I don't know. That's really what I think of. You know what I mean? I don't know. Which of yours is the favorite out of these three? If you're curious about any of those figures swapping parts, it's not going to work. Not in any kind of way. And for another Sandman comparison, you can see we have our new Vintage Collection Sandman next to the Marvel Select Sandman. And this might be my favorite Sandman figure. I just love the whole idea of having the whole, you know, sand cyclone thing for the lower torso. I wish we'd gotten a feature like that with this body mold, you know what I mean? As well as, you know, with the Hydro Man too. It would have been really cool to pop off at the waist right there and swap with some effects, but yeah. So I don't know if I'm going to keep him on my Spider-Man display or not. I may switch him out. We'll see. Then here's Sandman next to one of his allies. We have Hydro Man, and I think it's great that they have the same body mold. I think that was a good choice. They're about the same size dude, right? So I think that's cool. Then here's our new classic Sandman figure. Next to the rest of the classic Sinister Six, we have Kraven, Mysterio, Doc Ock, Electro, and Vulture, and they all have their original classic looks. Well, actually, technically, that's not the very first look for Doc Ock, but still, I really like that we have this completed classic Sinister Six from Hasbro. Sandman does not feel too short to me at all, actually. I think he fits in very well. He's maybe just a little bit taller than Electro, or the eye line's a little bit taller. Of course, you know, a little spike right there is taller. Then here's Sandman next to a couple other figures that don't really seem to have any relation to Sandman, but we have Iron Patriot and Chameleon, and I wanted to see some head swaps. And okay, yeah, this head is not going to work on the suited body. It's just way too big. In case you're Century Productions and you want to see how this would work, and it's not going to work. Sorry, Spencer. Yeah, that's too big too. And here's our Vintage Collection Sandman next to our Vintage Collection Spider-Man, and I do like the height difference between these two, especially for a classic version of Sandman. I don't like how the fist is kind of splaying outward like that a little bit. I guess if you rotate right here, it'll be a little bit more centered. I don't know, but yeah, that's a little bit weird. Then here's Sandman next to the Mafex Classic Spider-Man, and I do like the height difference between these two as well. Then here's Sandman next to your average 6-inch scale figure. We have the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man, and no stop motion today. I am a little short on time. I'm probably going to take a break from stop motion just for a little while. I do want to make a big, longer video talking about the death of the big time badass Spider-Man. I haven't forgotten about that, and with all the Street Human stuff going on, I just need a little break somewhere, and I'm going to put that break towards Letdown over here. So he'll show up, he just won't be moving around like you're used to. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, show some love to this channel by hitting that like button. button, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And a big thanks to all these people over here that support this channel via Patreon and membership. If you're interested in the perks, for instance today, posting a 4K review on Bodhi Rook. So if you're interested in that stuff, check it out, link below. If not, it's okay. This figure is cool. I like it. This is something that I've actually requested, and I'm very happy to see it. And I'm just trying to figure out exactly where I'm going to fit it in my display. Will it be on the Avengers shelf? Will I put the Build-A-Figure in the Spider-Man shelf? There's a lot of rearranging to do, so I'm going to figure it out. I just don't know exactly where I'm going to put it, but I like having it. It's still not my absolute favorite Sandman figure, and I do have minor complaints about it, but really, I actually like this figure, and at the price point of around $25, I'm going to give this Sandman a Sud rating of...
It's not too bad.
And I'd like to know what you guys think, so please let me know in the comments section below. I have heard some negative things about it, but for me, I like the figure, and I can understand how it's not for everybody because it's the smallest Sandman in my collection. So yeah, there's definitely downsides to it, gonna say that for sure, but for me, I like it. I want to know what you think. If you want to see the latest in Marvel news, you can find it all over at marvelousnews.com. And if you want to stay in touch with me on social media, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, and TikTok. And you can see the daily Street Humans updates over on Kickstarter. And I will catch you guys later. Peace!
Crispy.
Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't.